Hello, everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, Bangor police are looking for a hit-and-run driver who sped off after striking a pedestrian.
Plus, a special commission looking into the Lewiston mass shooting has held its first meeting.
And we'll also take you to Dover Foxcroft, where officials are considering the removal of a local dam that has stood there for decades.
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith.
And I'm Craig Colson. Thank you for joining us this morning. We'll have those stories coming up. But first, we'll talk about the weather. Pretty nice out there right now, but in an hour or so, I think the snow's supposed to start falling here in the Bangor area. We're going to get a couple of inches up to maybe 4 inches today, just enough to kind of make things nice and pretty up all that snow.
Right. And good for skiers and snowboarders.
They'll enjoy that.
Get out on the sleds. Definitely be careful if you're out walking the dog this morning. I had a couple moments myself.
Yeah, there's plenty of ice out there because of the storm earlier this week.
It's everywhere.
The roads are a little wet. It's freeze. Just be careful when you're driving around today. But
or walking. I think it's almost worse walking actually. But yeah, let's get a check of that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Hey, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week and we have some active weather moving in. A winter weather advisory posted till 10 p.m. tonight, though, for the counties highlighted here in the purple because of snow that will be moving in, causing some travel issues in a few spots. We're quiet out there for now this morning, but the moisture is just off toward the west, so now we'll start to move in and transition to snow as it does. For now, it's kind of showing up as a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix as well, but this will eventually switch over to snow for us as it does begin to move in, so travel will be a mess out there today with 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out. So there's a snow moving throughout the daytime period today. It starts to taper off later on tonight and we'll hold on to the clouds as we head towards Saturday morning. As for the wind, though, thankfully the wind won't be a big deal. We may get a few gusts up to maybe 15 miles per hour at times, especially along the coast, but on land overall, the wind will not be too bad. So for today, we'll say snow likely, highs in the lower 30s, roughly 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out either, especially farther off towards the north of Bangor, with that east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy, still some snow showers left over. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 30s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Alrighty, that hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period today, that snow is moving in. Travel may be tricky from time to time with highs in the lower 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
All right, thank you, Devin. Well, Bangor police are asking the public for help tracking down a vehicle they believe was involved in a hit-and-run crash. Police responded to a call about a pedestrian struck by a vehicle on Union Street near the intersection with 14th Street just after 6:30 last night. Lieutenant Jason Stewart says when they arrived, they found a 46-year-old man who'd been struck by a vehicle which had already fled the scene. The man was transported to a local hospital where he remains in stable condition. Let's take a look at the photo of the vehicle. This is the vehicle that police believe was involved in the crash. Right now, the year, make, and model of the car is really unclear. Anyone with information about the vehicle or the driver is asked to call Bangor Police at 947-7384.
A woman has been charged with arson following a fire in Clinton. Investigators say 30-year-old Jamie Perry intentionally set fire to her apartment unit. Police and firefighters were called to the building on Roderick Road around 9:30 Wednesday night. They determined the fire originated from a kitchen stove and was purposefully set. Officials say Perry lived in the apartment and she was arrested and charged with arson. Fire crews managed to contain the damage to the single unit, and other tenants have been allowed to return to their own apartments.
Well, a Wayne man is being charged with the sexual exploitation of a minor. 29-year-old William Smith was arrested after the school resource officer at Maranacook Community School began an investigation into a complaint from a 14-year-old girl at the school. She said Smith was allegedly contacting her by social media, requesting photos, and threatening her with consequences if she did not comply. Smith was unaware he was actually communicating with a deputy from the Kennebec County Sheriff's Office at the time. He was arrested yesterday at a residence in Vassalboro and is now charged with sexual exploitation of a minor and solicitation of a child for commercial sexual exploitation. His bail is set at $5,000 cash.
A 3-month investigation by the Maine Drug Enforcement Agency has resulted in the arrests of 6 people from Ellsworth and Mount Desert Island. MDEA Commander Peter Arno says drug agents made several undercover purchases from residents at 126th Main Street in Mount Desert and 6 Kylie's Way in Ellsworth. At approximately 4 Wednesday afternoon, they searched both homes. Arno says they found 35 grams of fentanyl, 20 grams of crack cocaine, 200 strips of Suboxone and other drugs, as well as $9,000 in suspected drug proceeds. 55-year-old Carl Carter of Mount Desert, 42-year-old Ian Jellison of Southwest Harbor, and 37-year-old Shannon Stanley of Tremont are all charged with trafficking fentanyl. 48-year-old Jeffrey Card of Ellsworth is charged with trafficking methamphetamine, and 54-year-old Alfred Lamfer of Mount Desert is charged with trafficking fentanyl and cocaine base. 36-year-old Justin Bent of Southwest Harbor is charged with unlawful possession of cocaine. All of them are expected to appear in court today.
An elderly man faces multiple charges for driving the wrong way along I-95 and causing a crash in Waterville. That incident happened Thursday afternoon in the southbound lanes near exit 130. A tractor-trailer swerved out of the way to avoid crashing into the wrong-way driver, causing them to cross over the center line and into a ditch. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The driver, 71-year-old Randolph Gary of Winslow, was charged with driving to endanger and operating the wrong way on a divided highway. Maine State Police say there were no signs of impairment or medical conditions. That crash remains under investigation.
Police have identified the victim of a fatal car crash along Medford Road in LaGrange on Sunday. According to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office, 58-year-old Wendell Dunham of Milo died in that crash. The other occupant was 45-year-old Wayne Weeks of Medford. Officers responded to the scene Sunday after receiving a call that a vehicle had gone off the Medway Road in LaGrange and landed in a stream. Officials say Weeks escaped with minor injuries, but Wendell Dunham could not be saved. The crash is still under investigation.
The Independent Commission to investigate the Lewiston mass shooting held its first of many fact-findings hearings yesterday as they work to get to the bottom of the events and police response leading up to that October 25th shooting. Sheriff's deputies blamed the yellow flag law for the inability to act during their previous interactions with the Lewiston mass shooter. Our Augusta reporter Corey Bichard explains.
The commission investigating the Lewiston mass shooting held their first public investigative hearing. For around 6 hours, they questioned Saginaw County Sheriff's Office about their interactions with Robert Card prior to the October 25th mass shooting.
We all share a common goal, to understand what happened on October 25th in Lewiston, and to do everything that we can to ensure that nothing like this tragic event ever happens again in our state.
During the hearing, commission members heard about Saginaw County Sheriff's Office's first interactions with Robert Card, which was in May of 2023, when Robert Card's teenage son and ex-wife had concerns about his mental health and access to firearms. Deputies decided not to speak with Card, but instead to speak with his family members and Army Reserve unit about the concerns.
He told me that, in fact, Mr. Card had been accusing fellow service members of the unit of calling him a pedophile.
Deputy Carlton said he believed the decision to not try and make contact with Card was the right decision. And say they felt limited by their actions due to Maine's current yellow flag law.
Because there was evidence of mental health issues, there was access to firearms, but there did not seem to be any threats of suicide or homicide.
Correct.
Or imminent threat to other persons. You determined that protective custody, at least at that point, was not appropriate. Is that fair?
That's partially fair. You know, through the lens of May 3rd, I truly believe I took the best course of action to get him on the right path he needed to be on.
In mid-September of 2023, deputies were contacted by members of Card's Army Reserve unit and asked to conduct a welfare check. Deputies went to Card's address, but weren't able to make contact.
And the way his home set, it's a mobile home. You're driving kind of into the end of it, not the side. Could see curtains moving, could hear moving, could hear something moving. I presume it was him. I believe that he was in fact home.
Sergeant Schofield said there was a number of factors why he didn't continue to try and make contact with Card, one being the timing of the report.
And once I found out that that information was, in my mind's eye, over 12 hours old, it didn't meet the same urgency standard as someone in crisis right here and now that needs to be dealt with.
Sheriff Mary defended his department's response to Card's actions prior to the shooting.
Deputies believed that the matter with Mr. Card had been resolved and that when they ended their involvement, that he posed no risk to himself or to others.
The next hearing is scheduled for February 1st, where the commission will hear from the families of victims from the Lewiston mass shooting. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A controversial bill that would have provided gender-affirming care for minors from other states has been killed in Augusta. The bill reads that the state could take temporary jurisdiction over minors who are unable to receive gender-affirming care in their own states. That was a big concern for Maine Republicans, who feared young people would receive gender-affirming surgeries in Maine without their parents' consent. The sponsor says that wasn't the intent, claiming it was really to protect transgender children from an unsafe environment.
Well, with the first-in-the-nation primary in New Hampshire over and Donald Trump winning by a double-digit margin over Nikki Haley, Trump is seeing new endorsements from GOP politicians. But Maine's Republican Senator Susan Collins went on the record on Thursday saying she couldn't see herself endorsing former President Trump, even if he gets the Republican nomination for president. We spoke with UMaine's chair of political science, Mark Brewer, who shared his thoughts on whether Senator Collins' decision could affect the race for president or Collins' own political career.
It probably hurts them both, but with different groups of Republicans, right? I mean, I think, for Senator Collins, if for those Mainers who are diehard Trump supporters, they're probably grumbling today. And they've, probably something along the lines of, Susan Collins is a rhino, and I've always known she was a rhino, and she's not supporting the party. On the other hand, if you're a never Trump Republican or an unenrolled voter who could vote for somebody of either party, you're probably looking at Collins and saying, well, good for her for having, the courage to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to set my principles aside. I'm not going to endorse this person just because they're a member of my own party.
Well, Senator Collins went on to say that she was not formally endorsing Nikki Haley either. Last thing I read, she was planning not to endorse any of them because she knows them all. She's friends with them all. And she didn't want to pick anybody over another. She's friends with Chris Christie and all those. That might change as the election process continues. Now it's down to just between Trump and Haley. But I think she's kind of being smart, just staying out of it, So
Yeah, November is fast approaching.
it sure is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the high cost of health care is a drain on Maine families, but lawmakers may have some solutions. We'll hear about legislation that will help Mainers with their medical debt.
But first, another check of that weather forecast. We can expect up to 4 inches of snow here in the Bangor area today. Highs around 33 degrees. Mostly cloudy with some snow showers overnight, with lows dropping down to the mid-20s. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day with highs near 34.
This morning, look who's coming to America's favorite morning show. Snoop Dogg is with Michael on GMA.
From underdog to wonder dog. That's a good one, ain't it?
And John Cena and Molly Ringwald are here live on
Good Morning America.
Orono is more than just a college town. It's an affordable destination. Welcome to the Orono Arcade, where we have both modern and retro games. And for a new experience, check out our 9-hole blacklight mini golf course. Budget-friendly, fun for the whole family, with 13 restaurants within walking distance. We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
In 10 years, Lisa Schneider will have an amazing second act, thanks to career reskilling courses from AARP to help make sure her income lives as long as she does. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
Where have you been known to strip your clothes off? At work.
Get wild with Family Feud. New episodes this fall.
Well, of course you're doing well. You're here on Wheel of Fortune.
Let's go win some money.
These contestants are going places.
Scandinavia.
They're moving and shaking and getting it done here on Wheel.
You could try to make it look a little harder.
Weekdays at 7 on ABC 7.
Welcome back, everyone. More than 62,500 Maine people signed up for coverage in 2024 through Maine's insurance marketplace. Open enrollment through coverme.gov ended last week. A release from DHHS says 4 out of 5 Mainers who selected a plan qualified for financial assistance. More than 10,000 were new customers who didn't have a marketplace plan of their own. That tops last year's numbers. The next open enrollment will start on November 1st.
Lawmakers unveiled new legislation that aims to help Mainers struggling with medical debt. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
Thursday afternoon, Senators Troy Jackson and Mike Tipping introduced bills that would combat medical debt.
If you don't pay for your health, you pay with your life.
According to a March 2022 KFF survey, 100,000 or 41% of U.S. adults are dealing with some kind of medical debt. Senator Jackson's bill, LD 2184, will limit exploitative medical credit card practices by putting consumer protections in place for patients. Senator Tipping's bill, LD 2115, will allow Mainers the right to refuse the initial sale of their medical debt to a debt collector for a lesser value.
We need to have some broader systemic changes to a broken system, but it'll help. And right now, Mainers need all the help they can get.
Affordability is one of the biggest issues Maine Consumers for Affordable Healthcare Executive Director Ann Willison sees from Mainers across the state.
We heard about affordability in 2022 from about 3% of our calls. This past year, we heard about affordability issues at about 25% of our calls.
Maine People's Alliance's Patricia Cater knows how medical debt can destroy people's lives. Her own medical debt forced her to file for bankruptcy in 1997. Cater says no one should be suffering from medical debt like she did.
This is ridiculous that people have their credit ratings ruined for 10 years over medical debt. This is not right.
In Augusta, Matthew Juronsik, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Although the pipes in your home are out of sight, they shouldn't be out of mind, as it only takes one cold snap to cause major damage. Our Doug Banks shares how to treat and prevent frozen pipes.
If your home suddenly turns cold or water doesn't appear from your sink faucet, a frozen pipe could be the root of that problem.
One frozen pipe could lead to multiple breaks or causing other damages to the house.
Low temperatures and poor home or pipe insulation can cause pipes to freeze, and when they break, they could cost homeowners hundreds of thousands of dollars to fix. West says electric pipe warmers and space heaters can help, so long as the heating device is not gas-powered. Opening cabinet doors can bring warm airflow towards the pipes. There are also preventive maintenance measures, such as installing pipe insulators and keeping the heat on in all areas of your home during the cold months. When temperatures drop, turning faucets on so the water slowly drips out will help keep the water in the pipes moving. If problems persist, contact a professional before it becomes an emergency.
Sometimes as a homeowner, you can use a hair dryer to try to unthaw them, but once they become severe enough that they're really frozen, you're going to want to contact a professional.
In Hamden, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
That's the kind of advice a lot of us longtime Mainers already know, but we have a lot of people still moving to the state or new to the area. You got to be careful of those frozen pipes. It can cause big problems in your home.
Right.
One of the big problems they do have here in Maine is sometimes people will try to use a blowtorch to thaw out their pipes. Don't do that. You don't want to use an open flame.
Yeah.
So many fires have been caused that way. Sometimes people start fires and don't even realize it, and then they leave those pipes, and then
even just certain like small heaters can be an issue if you leave them you leave them unsupervised.
Yeah. So be careful out there. Really good advice though.
Yeah. All right, the time now is 6:18. After the break, officials and residents in the Dover-Foxcroft area are considering the removal of a historic dam. We'll hear why.
Plus, dozens of migrants have reportedly been seen at the airport in Boston, waiting in limbo to see where their new homes will be. We'll have the latest on those stories and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Old Man Winter is notorious for knocking out our power here in Maine. Don't be left in the dark the next time the lines go down. If you're on a budget and in need of a commercial-grade generator that will power your business, we may have your solution. ABC 7 Fox 22 is offering up our MQ Power Whisper Watt generator. It's kept us up and running for years and years. Powered by a John Deere diesel engine and adaptable with 60 hertz single and three-phase, this piece pumps out a maximum of 62 kilowatts. If interested, email us at generator@wvii.com.
My father worked at the mill for over 30 years. He was exposed to a great community and excelled at his job, but he was also exposed to asbestos. The air quality inside the mill was always his biggest complaint. He had no idea how deadly some of the products and materials were. When he was diagnosed with mesothelioma, we knew to call Joe Bornstein's office to get my dad the help he needs and the justice he deserves.
Call Joe today for a free case evaluation. There's never a fee unless you win.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
For the first time, the Maine Association of Broadcasters named a television station of the year for excellence. ABC7 and Fox 22 are honored to be the very first station awarded this achievement.
All right, let's turn things over to Devin to find out about his latest destination, Devin.
Good morning, Devin.
Morning, Emma and Craig. Hey, this week I traveled to Guilford, where Friends of Community Fitness is offering adult ballet classes. I was lucky enough to stop in for their very first meeting, and I got a few tips of my own. Check it out on this week's Destination Devin.
We're looking to try to bring unique programs to the area. We want things that people can't find in Piscataquis County.
That's Brittany Gallagher. She's the executive director of Friends of Community Fitness. Recently, she started putting the pieces together for an adult ballet program, the likes of which couldn't be found for miles around. But such an exceptional program needs an exceptional instructor.
I've been studying ballet since I was about 3 years old.
Meet Joanne O'Leary, simply known as Jo to her students. Her extensive ballet background includes, but is not limited to, studying at the Harrisburg Dance Conservatory, Harvard University, and Boston Ballet. It's fair to say she's been in the business for quite a few years, but over the years she started to notice a trend of the people who were and weren't involved in the art, and she wants to make a change to that.
The ballet world has been very closed historically to people of color and to economically disenfranchised people, and I hope this class just kind of makes a small inroad in really expanding opportunities for both of those groups, not that they're mutually exclusive.
In Joe's class, it doesn't matter if you've been practicing for decades or you're a complete beginner. Ballet is for anyone who wants to express themselves.
It's for anyone who appreciates movement and music, I think, and self-expression, because really that's what ballet is about. It's about finding something within yourself that needs to be expressed, or a story that needs to be told, and accompanying it to wonderful music.
Do not be fooled by how easy these dancers make it look. Ballet is hard work.
So in terms of injury rates, only NFL linebackers have a higher rate of consistent injuries compared to professional ballet dancers.
Well, that's only for the hardcore professionals, so don't worry about joining the class, because the practice of ballet comes with a myriad of health benefits when done safely and at your pace.
It's almost akin to swimming gracefully in air. It takes so much focus, mental energy, that I think it really keeps you on your toes. Flexibility, increasingly important as we get older. It's a good mix of all sorts of cardio activity. Great for your joints because you're putting a lot of pressure, weight-bearing exercise in your joints, but also, because it's like softer movements often, it retains that sort of pliability or flexibility.
That's fun.
Yeah, no, it's such a great program because, a lot of the time it's for kids, teenagers, but you never see these kind of programs for adults, so they really want to expand it and let people just try something out that they haven't gotten to do before.
Right.
So I love the program, and I think more people should check it out.
Yeah.
It's good socially for your body, get you out there stretching,
Exactly.
and especially this time of year.
Yeah, and ballet, it's hard work, believe me.
Yeah.
I mean, I only had it in the stand-up, but I took a couple classes in college, and it really gets the blood flowing, and it really, like she said, it's something you got to focus on, and you get a lot of benefits out of it.
Right. Were those point shoes I saw in the story?
Not on me.
Right. So somebody's a pro.
Somebody, yeah. One of the gals that was in there, she had been going to ballet for a few years. Like I said too, it doesn't matter if you're just beginning or if you've been already doing it for decades. All levels welcome in that class. And
fantastic.
They've already got a pretty big crowd, but if more people join, they just have more classes.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's great news.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks,
thank
Devin.
you. All right, the time now is 6:24. It's time to get a full look at that forecast with Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Craig and Emma, thank you very much. A winter weather advisory is posted until 10 p.m. tonight, though, as we're going to be dealing with some snowfall on the way, which could cause some travel issues in some areas, though, especially in this advisory because of at least 2 to 4 inches of snow, with locally up to 5 inches of snow in a few spots possible. All right, let's take a look at things right now. So the clouds have been moving in overnight, and we're going to keep that going throughout the daytime period today. The snow is not too far away. In fact, for now, it's actually showing up as rain on the radar, though. It's tracking in from the west, south and west, going to the north and east. So this is all tracking southwest to northeast, and this will move in our direction coming up over the next little while. So let's zoom things out and give you the bigger picture, though. And again, this is kind of the only game in town right now. We're seeing this thing tracking from the southwest going to the north and east with high pressure right behind it as well. This will give us a snowfall. It will be a fast mover. It will be out of here later on tonight and a parts of tomorrow as well. Futurecast showing this thing moving in from west to east, arriving by around 8 to 9 a.m. this morning, tracking from southwest to north and east. We'll keep it going for most of the daytime period, turning more east to southeast. So later on this afternoon, no, but notice a lot of the snow gets out of here by around 7 to 8 o'clock tonight. But we will hold on to the clouds, maybe a few flurries as well overnight tonight, and just some clouds again as we head towards the daytime tomorrow. Maybe a few breaks in the clouds from time to time as well. So hopefully we can get some sunshine going for a little bit too. But these stubborn clouds will be sticking around at least for a little while. As for the snowfall, 2 to 4 inches of snow. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out. The locally higher amounts are possible near parts of the Greenville, Millinocket areas, maybe up to 5 inches there. But overall, though, 2 to 4 inches of snow cannot be ruled out before we're all finished up. Some gusty winds cannot be ruled out from time to time, especially along the coast, where 15-mile-per-hour gusts are possible from time to time today and tonight, and also in the parts of tomorrow as well. Nothing major, though, but we might notice the wind picking up from time to time in a few spots. As our average high temperature is 28 degrees, we'll do lower to middle 30s today and tomorrow, upper 30s for your Sunday. We cool off lower 20s Monday into Tuesday, middle 20s Wednesday, and we're back in the upper 20s again as we head towards your Thursday. So for today, snow likely, highs in the lower 30s, roughly 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out further off towards the north, with a east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy, still a few snow showers left over. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 30s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. All right, here's a look at your extended forecast. So by Sunday, we'll be mostly cloudy with highs in the upper 30s. More snow showers possible for you Monday with highs in the low 20s. Lower 20s again for you Tuesday with a mostly sunny sky.
At Warren Financial, your financial goals are our priority. Your financial plan may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy. That's why the financial planner you choose is so important.
Plan your future with Warren Financial. Visit warrenfinancialplan.com or call 573-1825.
Your trusted partner in wealth management.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Bangor Family Chiropractic, Coastal Auto Parts, First National Bank, Maine Collision Center, Newport Glass, and the Farmer's Table.
Is that a new generator to your house?
Yep, a Generac automatic standby generator from Valley Home Services. They just installed it. Wished I'd done it sooner.
Comes on automatically?
Yep, no more standing out in the cruddy weather tugging on a rope to start.
Powers your well pump?
Does the whole house. You can come over next time the power goes out. I went with Valley because they'll service and maintain it.
What's the number? I want my own.
Here you go. Call Valley Home Services to install a Generac automatic standby generator for your home today.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. The Supreme Court denied a request to stop a controversial execution in Alabama, clearing the way for the nation's first execution using nitrogen gas. The state made the switch from lethal injection after the first attempt to execute the man didn't work. Fox News correspondent Connor Hansen has the story.
Kenneth Smith made some bad decisions 35 years ago, and his debt was paid tonight.
Kenneth Smith, a 58-year-old convicted in a murder-for-hire case, became the first person in the country to be executed with nitrogen gas. Smith's 2022 lethal injection was called off at the last minute when authorities couldn't find a vein. The state of Alabama says the new method is humane. To carry it out, a mask is put over the inmate's face and air is replaced with pure nitrogen gas.
The Department of Corrections and the Attorney General's office have assured us that all the protocols are in place and it will be safe.
But anti-death penalty advocates around the world disagree.
This could amount to torture or other cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment under international human rights law.
Smith's spiritual advisor said he was worried about getting exposed to the gas himself.
The state of Alabama is asking me to go into a situation where I have no training and no idea what's going to happen if something does happen.
Kenneth Smith and another man were convicted in 1988 for stabbing Elizabeth Sennett several times. Prosecutors said they were each paid $1,000 by Sennett's husband.
All three of the people involved in this case years ago, we have forgiven them.
Kenneth Smith chose the nitrogen gas method after the first lethal injection attempt didn't work. In New York, Connor Hansen, Fox News.
Dozens of migrants have reportedly been seen sleeping on the floor at Boston Logan International Airport. It comes as the state of Massachusetts emergency shelter system continues to deal with an influx of migrants. A woman who is volunteering to help the migrants says there were about 100 undocumented adults and children at the airport.
There's lots of children, a lot of children.
The airport's been a wonderful partner, and I really want to thank the folks at the airport for the tremendous job they've done, including members of the state police who are working their regular shifts, but who are managing the inflow and outflow of folks from the airport.
The governor asked for $250 million in additional funding to deal with the migrant crisis and is expected to submit another supplemental budget and is proposing using money from the state surplus fund to deal with the migrant crisis in the state.
Well, in other news, the Mayo Mill Dam in Dover-Foxcroft has been a staple in the area for over a century, and now the town is considering its removal. Our Grace Blanchard spoke with the town officials and area residents to find out more.
The sounds of rushing water from the Mayo Mill Dam can be heard all throughout downtown Dover-Foxcroft. However, after over a century of sitting on the Piscataquis River, town officials are considering its removal due to its aging structure and major flooding risks.
You can't just put a dam in a river anywhere and just keep it there without serving no public purpose.
According to the chairman of the town select board, the dam has not been producing any electricity for over a decade.
I think this is a chance to honor our past history while moving into the future, and I hope the future does not include flooding dangers.
Lizotte says the storms this past December were a rude awakening as much of the area suffered major flooding.
That was Mother Nature's message to us: take this seriously, do something about it.
If they choose to remove the dam, the select board is considering the idea of creating a community park along the river. Some community members are welcoming the idea of change.
I think what I'd like to see is somehow put in a science and history center along with the dam or somewhere in the area.
However, the town is expecting many to push back.
I don't know anything different about the river. That's all I've ever seen. But continuing to do it that way leaves us increasingly vulnerable to flooding. And I cannot, as an elected official, allow that to happen. We need to do something.
In Dover-Foxcroft, Grace Blanchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A lot of communities dealing with that similar issue in recent decades. We built these dams over 100 years ago, and they're all just old dams now. They weren't meant to last forever.
Yeah, a lot of advocacy groups also say that it would be better for the health of the river to take them out too. So all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, we'll let you know what they decide.
Yep. All right, the time now is 6:34. Coming up on the second half of the newscast, PETA is speaking out in regards to Groundhog Day, saying that it's inhumane to force Punxsutawney Phil to work against his will.
We'll hear what they suggest as an alternative, plus your full forecast coming up on Good Morning Maine.
There was no salt or sand.
And because of that, I slipped and fell.
When snow or ice isn't removed, you need a powerful law firm to go after every dollar you may deserve.
I needed to protect my rights.
Cases like this require resources and experience.
Over 25,000 victories for injured Mainers and more than $500 million collected for Maine families.
I never thought I'd get that much.
The law offices of Joe Bornstein. Maine lawyers working for Maine people.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Coastal Auto Parts, Color Concepts, Herman Meadow Golf Club, Howard Insurance, Katahdin Federal Credit Union, and Preble Oil Company.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. That's right, only $15 a month per line. It's our best price on unlimited mobile. Switch now and save over $1,400 for the first year with Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you. With Spectrum Mobile, you get a fast, reliable 5G network that millions of customers rely on. And you get the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited data to stream all day and the freedom to text and talk all you want. Plus nationwide 5G at no additional cost. All this for $15 a line with no added taxes or hidden fees. Start saving over $1,400 on your mobile bill now. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
You're watching ABC7 Bangor.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Friday, January 26th, 2024. It's also National Fun at Work Day.
You having fun?
I'm having a blast. I usually do.
Yeah.
Not so much this morning.
I know, kind of a headache this morning.
Yeah, wicked headache.
On Fun at Work Day?
Yeah.
Oh, man, of all days.
Yeah.
Injecting a little fun into the workplace is a great way to bond with coworkers, boost team morale, and even increase productivity. National Fun at Work Day was created to foster happiness and humor in the office and to bring employees together. After all, evidence shows that when employees are happy, organizations thrive.
Keep it a little light, you know.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I like about working here is, and I've worked, you know, all my adult life. I have never had so much fun though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we laugh a lot here in the
Right.
morning show. We work our butts off, you know, from the moment we get in until we
Right.
get on the air, but we laugh along the way when we can too.
I agree.
So,
That's
you
what
know.
I like about it too. A lot of animated people in this industry.
Yeah, yeah, there are. Yeah, you can't have fun in all professions, I guess, you know, but there are
gotta
ways you can do
for
it.
safety reasons.
For safety reasons, but you can also get together outside of work and
Yeah.
go do something together and
Yeah.
have fun. So,
I know any job
yeah.
I've ever had, it's always been my colleagues and coworkers that really
Yeah.
made it
Yeah.
what made me stay.
We spend so much of our time at work, we might as well have fun doing it too.
Yeah.
You don't want to be miserable.
No,
So, anyway.
absolutely.
All right, moving on to some history now on this day in history. Back in 1784, in a letter to his daughter, Benjamin Franklin expressed unhappiness over the eagle as a symbol of America. He wanted the symbol to be a turkey.
I forgot about that
Could you
one.
imagine
Yeah,
that? You know,
yeah.
put the turkey on the quarters and all that
God.
kind of stuff.
You
But
know,
turkeys were probably a lot more important back then.
yeah,
you know.
they're less scary though. Eagles are a scary looking bird.
They
It's
are.
good to have the animal be an intimidating one.
Yeah,
turkeys
it's
are
intimidating. yeah.
Turkeys are kind of intimidating though. You
They
ever been
can be.
chased by a turkey?
No, but I've had a bunch of them around me, and
Yeah.
I've kind of avoided them.
I've been
but
chased by a turkey.
Yeah, I don't want to be chased by a
They
turkey.
got claws.
Yeah. Yeah, they got this little thing on the back of
Right,
their legs,
that-
too.
that
little,
thingy,
I don't
yeah.
know what they're called. I don't want them. All right, in 1905, a 3,106-carat diamond was unearthed in South Africa, becoming the world's largest diamond. In 1926, Scottish inventor John Logie Baird changed the world of entertainment forever when he demonstrated television for the first time. He apparently was in one room and they broadcasted it from another room.
Wow.
It was like a puppet show. They
Cool.
were just kind of showing how television can work. So
Yeah.
it was magic at the time.
I hadn't heard his name before.
Yeah. In 1967, 3 astronauts were killed during a launch rehearsal for the Apollo 1 mission. A cabin fire erupted in their space capsule while still on the launch pad at Cape Kennedy Air Force Station. And in 1972, this is just incredible, a Serbian flight attendant survived the world's highest fall without a parachute after she plummeted more than 33,000 feet. I have a picture. I'm not sure if we managed to get it in there in time. Vesna Volovic was in the tail section and was badly injured, but she went on to live a full life. Experts say her heart should have exploded on impact, but they think her low blood pressure might have saved her.
Wow.
She has no memory of it, so she doesn't know how she survived. There were some theories that maybe that tail section landed in the river. Others think maybe it landed on the snow and kind of cushioned it, but 33,000 feet and she survived. So
Wow.
incredible. She
Yeah.
was in pretty tough shape, but
Right.
you know,
Wow.
she's all good.
We're just angels.
Yeah.
That's the other alternative there. And in 1988, the Phantom of the Opera opened in New York City and went on to become the longest-running show in Broadway history. In 1998, President Bill Clinton denied having an affair with a former White House intern. And in 2020, a helicopter carrying 9 people crashed in California. Kobe Bryant, who was considered to be one of the best to ever play professional basketball, was among those who were killed.
That was awful.
Yeah. And today's birthdays include talk show host and comedian Ellen DeGeneres. She's 66 today. Hockey legend Wayne Gretzky turns 63. And R&B singer Anita Baker is 66 today.
Happy birthday to all of them. Little snow on the way here today. Looks like we could pick up a few inches. Not a massive storm, but
Right.
you know.
Any time now, right?
Yeah, they said, I think it was around 7 o'clock it's supposed to start falling around here. So folks south from here probably already seeing a little bit of snow.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Let's check in with Devin Biggs for that forecast.
Hey, Craig and Emma, happy Friday. We made it to the end of the week and we had some active weather moving in. A winter weather advisory posted till 10 p.m. tonight, though, for the counties highlighted here in the purple because of snow that will be moving in, causing some travel issues in a few spots. We're quiet out there for now this morning, but the moisture is just off toward the west, so that will start to move in and transition to snow as it does. For now, it's kind of showing up as a little bit of rain, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix as well, but this will eventually switch over to snow for us as it does begin to move in. So travel will be a mess out there today with 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out. So there's a snow moving throughout the daytime period today. It starts to taper off later on tonight and will hold on to the clouds as we head towards Saturday morning. As for the wind, though, thankfully the wind won't be a big deal. We may get a few gusts up to maybe 15 miles per hour at times, especially along the coast. But on land overall, the wind will not be too bad. So for today, we'll say snow likely, highs in the lower 30s, roughly 2 to 4 inches of snow possible. Locally higher amounts cannot be ruled out either, especially farther off towards the north of Bangor, with that east wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tonight, middle 20s, mostly cloudy, still some snow showers left over. The northeast wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. For tomorrow, middle 30s, mostly cloudy, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. Alrighty, that hourly forecast for the rest of the daytime period today, that snow is moving in. Travel may be tricky from time to time with highs in the lower 30s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Craig and Emma?
All right, another controversial one here.
Yeah.
An animal rights group suggests that Punxsutawney Phil should be replaced with a gold coin. People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, reportedly sent a letter to the Punxsutawney Groundhog Club's president pleading for Phil the Groundhog to be retired to an animal sanctuary. In return, the organization says it will give the group a large gold coin to use for their ceremony instead. PETA argues that Phil deserves better than to be exploited every year for tourism and money, adding that although groundhogs are intelligent animals, they cannot predict the weather, and his predictions are just as accurate as flipping a coin. Groundhog Day is celebrated every year on February 2nd.
I'm all for the ethical treatment of animals, but I don't like that one.
Well, I just think they're being antagonistic.
Yeah.
I think this is unfounded.
Well, Phil has a job too. They're going to put him out of work, you know.
I know.
Yeah. I'd like to think that the people taking care of Punxsutawney Phil, they're
They
treating
love
him
him.
nice, and he's a local celebrity, and he's probably living a really good life rather than in a hole somewhere.
I
So,
bet.
anyway,
Yeah.
that's just me.
Yeah.
And it's kind of a neat thing. Great for the area. I mean, people flock there. It's great for
Right.
local business. They're not going to give up Punxsutawney Phil.
No,
but,
I agree.
Yeah, I get what the message is saying, that we need to treat our animals with care.
He's probably getting better treatment.
Probably is.
Interesting,
I would
though.
think, but
Interesting.
I'd like to hear their reaction to the
I
whole thing.
really do
So,
just think they're being antagonistic.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, moving right along now. Let's after the break, we'll have a check of the sports updates with Tyler Cruz.
Don't go away.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Roto-Rooter has served the greater Bangor area and beyond for 35 years, offering plumbing, hydrojetting, snaking, descaling, video inspection, and grease interceptor cleaning services. For all your residential and commercial clogs, call Roto-Rooter today, 990-1234.
And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Hammond Lumber Company is looking for great people to join their team. To find your place on the Hammond team, click on the careers link at hammondlumber.com.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start out on the ice. After starting 1-5, the Brewer-Lawrence-Skowhegan Hockey Co-op is unbeaten in their last 4 games. With a new head coach and some young players finding themselves, it was only a matter of time. Ryan Sudol has more.
We're really working on our things that we need to work on, and it's finally coming together, so we're really glad about that.
The Brewer-Lawrence-Skowhegan Boys Hockey Co-op started this season as cold as, well, ice, but the Witches are in the midst of a 4-game unbeaten streak.
The morale's been pretty high. All-around chemistry has been building between the team, and it's been pretty well.
The Witches came into this year with much inexperience, and a big part of their run has been their youth coming into their own.
They came in a little nervous, but I feel like the upperclassmen, we've done a good job of really pushing them in practice and making them better players so that when it comes to games, they're ready to go.
Once their skills came into play, all it took was everyone finding their right roles, and things were up from there.
We made some changes, really fit guys with the scheme well. We had to move some things around until we found what stuck and made everyone comfortable.
The mastermind behind that scheme, new head coach and decades-long veteran Dennis Collins. A former state champion with Old Town Orono, the team knew he'd be special.
When I heard about his background, I was extremely optimistic and knew that we would be in good hands.
Brand new drills, brand new coaching style. He works really well with running plays and all that stuff, so just bringing us together as a team.
And the Witches will have to continue that mindset in the future, especially Friday night when they face Class A #1 Bangor in the annual Phil the Alphon game in Orono.
The whole Bangor and Brewer communities come together and support both teams, and it's a really great event, so we're really excited.
And what a better way to build momentum towards the postseason than a momentous upset win.
We just have to come into it and play our style, play fast, and not give them any time.
In Brewer, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, thanks for that, Ryan. Let's stay with the hockey talk now. Maine hockey off this weekend, back in action next Friday at Northeastern. The Black Bears recently adding some new talent to their roster, too, all the way from New Mexico. Defenseman Jack Dalton recently joined the team just a few weeks ago from the NAHL. Dalton was the captain for the New Mexico Seawolves. In 22 games there this season, he had 17 points on 12 assists and 5 goals. After just a few practices with Maine, Dalton saw some game action on Saturday night, nearly scoring a goal in his first shift. Dalton says the decision to come to Maine wasn't an easy one, but was best for him. And so far, his new head coach has been impressed with what he's seen.
Yeah, I got a phone call and they asked if I wanted to join second semester, and it wasn't an easy decision. Like I was our captain in New Mexico. Like I love all those boys. That was home for me for 2.5 years. So it was sort of just a decision that I made for my development and just what I had to do to get to college and get to the Division I level.
I was impressed with the poise and the composure he played with the other night, because really had like 2 or 3 practices and you're chucking him into a game in Hockey East, and he didn't. I think he almost scored in his first shift, so that would be a situation where if he was a little bit nervous, you wouldn't blame him, but he didn't appear to be.
All right, good stuff there. Let's move on to some hoops. Staying in Orono, Maine men's basketball looking for their second win in a row, and they're due for some home cooking. Black Bears, they're hosting the Great Danes from Albany. America East Rookie of the Year last year, Jonathan Beagle in town. Maine coming off a win at NJIT. Second half, Maine hot out of the gate. Adam Cisse gets it to Jaden Clayton. He gets through the defense and to the bucket. Nice finish, 4-2. Maine with it again. Here's Kellen Tynes with it. Crossover, the drive. Kick to Clayton, to Jashante Wright-McLeish, who fires the 3 and nails it. Good extra pass there. But here comes Albany. They would make this a game. Marcus Jackson has it, driving, finds Beagle, and he finishes through traffic, 4-2. But Maine would hang on for the win here. Tynes has it. He's going out to Wright-McLeish. He misses the three-pointer, but Peter Filipovich gets the board and connects. He led all scorers with 23. He's pumped up. Maine wins 81-73. All right, let's move on to some women's hoops now. It was a battle of unbeatens, both at the top of America East. This one in Albany. Second half, Maine down 9, but they would storm back. Adriana Smith gets it to Sarah Talon. She drives to the hoop and gets it to go. Talon driving again here. She can't get it, but Smith is there for the rebound and cleans it up 4-2. She had another double-double. Maine down 5 still. Anna Cahalan has it. Inside to Smith, off the glass and in. Just a 3-point game, but Albany would be too much down the stretch. Lily Phillips off an offensive rebound, cashes in the 3, and here come the Danes now breaking the press. Kayla Cooper with the spin and dish to Deja Evans. Albany hands Maine their first loss, 54-47. All right, let's go to some high school action now. We're going to start with a AA boys contest. Bangor hosting Lewiston in Red Barry Gym. First quarter, Bangor's Jaden Ramos kicks it to Cam Tardif, takes a long-range 3 from the top of the key, and he buries it. Later, Lewiston's Caden Boone going inside and spinning his way to the hole, 4-2. He gets that one to go. Still in at the first, Bangor's Ryan Ford. Going to lose the ball here, gets it right back out of Deion Jackson's hands. He'll go all the way to the bucket, finishes 4-2. And finally, a rebound. It's Boone tossing it down to Abdi Rahman Dakane. He pulls up for a triple. That goes down. Lewiston scores 28 in the first. They ride that to a 63-52 win. All right, finally over to Brewer for some Class A boys action, which is hosting Messalonsky. Third quarter, Brewers. Charlie Bridges has it. Over to Logan Littlefield in the corner for 3, and he drains that one. Later on, here comes Brewers' Stephen Youngs forcing his way to the bucket, gets the lay-in to go through traffic as he goes down. Final seconds of the third now. Messalonsky's Merrick Smith taps the loose ball out to Jacob Moody. 3 at the horn is good. Eagles up 6 after 3. Fourth quarter, more of the same. Smith blocks Kayan Philbrick, tosses it down to Ty Bernier, who finishes at the rim. Messalonsky goes on to win a close one, 56-50. All right, that's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
R&K Variety is more than just a convenience store. With delicious homemade food made fresh daily. We offer hearty meals that don't break the bank. Whether it be our delicious chicken pot pie, one of our many savory soups, or a pizza, you can't go wrong at R&K Variety. Looking for a drink after a long workday? R&K Variety is an agency liquor store with an impressive selection. R&K Variety, more than just a convenience store. We're your neighbor, chef, barista, and friend. Stop by today.
Because I have both Medicaid and Medicare, I got a special Medicare Advantage plan from WellCare. It's called DSNP. That's DSNP. And it stands for Dual Eligible Special Needs Plan. My grandson, it's my boy.
Hey, Grandma.
And a WellCare DSNP comes with a whole lot of these. As in, WellCare gives me benefits I can use every day, and real human support, and answers I can understand. And I get benefits like $0 copays on prescriptions, and a WellCare Spendables debit card to pay for things like dental, utilities, and groceries. I can even use it to pay at the pump for gas. And that means a WellCare DSNP provides what I need when I need it. And that gives me the confidence I need to get through every day.
The coverage you need and more. Call or visit wellcareyes.com to see if you qualify for more benefits.
All right, coming up today for the weather, snow is likely throughout the day. About 2 to 4 inches is likely. High of 33 degrees today, dropping down to a low of 24 tonight. We'll see some clouds overnight, snow showers, and tomorrow pretty similar, mostly cloudy, possibly some snow, high of 34. We'll be right back.
Pat's Pizza in Holden has recently expanded their seating capacity. Call now for reserving your event or holiday party with us. The new indoor golf simulators are open for the season. Call now for reservations.
Welcome to the Orono Arcade, your local, affordable destination. We want to provide you with the best experience we can without costing a small fortune. Our ever-popular 9-hole blacklight mini golf course is a huge attraction. Plus, we have the best arcade video games to choose from, including both modern and retro games. We have weeknight specials consisting of... We look forward to seeing you soon at the Orono Arcade.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero-turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snowblowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports shop, 3 Point Road in Brewer.
Tonight, Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
You were convicted of helping to kill your mom.
What will Gypsy Rose reveal?
Why reveal it now? Why didn't you say anything about it then?
The Deborah Roberts interview. Wow. 2020, tonight on ABC.
Welcome back, everyone. A little breaking news happening in Carmel at this hour. Rescuers are on the scene, are heading to the scene right now. There's apparently a cold water rescue. A man reportedly wound up in some water off the Damascus Road there. We don't have any other information at this time. We do have a crew on the way to the scene, though, and as soon as we know more, we'll let you know about it. I don't know if it's a car accident or what. We just know there's a cold water rescue underway.
More on that coming up in the 7 a.m. news. That will be on Fox 22. If you missed anything, head to foxbangor.com.
Have a great day, everyone.